Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
Did you miss a show? Download the podcast now.
Hey, it's Alayna J. Does your family have a poop phrase that you use like, make like Snoop and drop it like it's hot? Kat has an amazing skill where she can tell somebody what they do for a living just by knowing their name. And have you ever been hit on by a cashier at a retail store? All of this plus so much more is coming up in the Playhouse Podcast, which starts now.
Now, yesterday, towards the end of the show, Kat's like, she just usually bounces out. I don't ever ask her, like, where are you going?
Good.
But she came back in and she looked me dead in the soul and said, I don't remember eating an Army Green Crayon. And I just didn't know how to react. Like, it was such a improper, unladylike, just classless thing to say. So I wasn't surprised, but I didn't know how to react. And so I wanted to solicit, Alayna, I'm guessing your dad or you have at least one good poop saying. And now that you're potty training a 3-year-old, there's got to be at least a couple floating around.
Well, once we all saw House Bunny, you know that part? Where's the crapper? I have to drop off some timber.
No, I've never heard that before.
You know where the crapper is? I have to drop off some timber.
We said that constantly as kids.
Oh, my God. My little cousin would say, plip, plop, got to drop it off. And he would just say that as he would take the steps towards the bathroom. This one, I got to take a fat deuce.
We got to go bad. Got a turtle head playing peekaboo with my butt crack.
This one, I didn't know there was a rhyme to it. If it's Army Green, it's because I have no spleen.
Well, you got one still, right? Or they didn't take that out, did they?
I don't know. Would they tell me?
I think so. I think that's one thing you tell somebody when they're under anesthetics is that at one point when you come out, you go, well, we took the spleen while we were out there for an oil change. Yeah. What did your kid used to yell when he'd need a wipe?
Butt department. So
that's just great to hear that.
I'm trying to think of the age that he stopped doing that because, I guess when we stopped wiping his butt, but that was like so cute. In Target, you'd know which stall he was in. He'd just be yelling, butt department, butt department. We'd wipe.
I used to prefer, if I really had to go, I'd tell somebody I was prairie dogging one.
Yeah.
And, because they pop their heads in and out and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Some of the other ones that people are texting in. This one I thought was kind of good. I hadn't heard this one yet. Got to take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, all right, I like a good football analogy. And Brittany says the Gophers poking out of the hole.
Yeah. Hershey squirts.
I like that one. How about this one? This was great. Guys, my middle kid used to yell for us to come look at his poop. He was always so proud, especially if it was massive.
All right, now.
Listen, I think you're doing it right. If your kid is proud of that one, hey, Mom, got a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
So you
Bring
can
the
definitely
poop knife.
Keep texting those into 251. Alayna, were you here when we had the poop knife story on the air? Oh, yes. One of the single greatest things I'd ever heard in my life. And then the amount of people that said that they had something like a poop knife.
They sell it on Amazon. It's a thing when you could just go and get a butter knife and keep it next to the toilet.
Remember the guy that said he hung it from a string, though?
So gross.
They would just wipe it off and leave it hanging off the toilet on a string.
Yeah, I remember.
Can you imagine having a dump so big that you got to cut it in half? God! I ain't even mad. I'd be so proud of that.
Challenge.
Oh, it is. I'm literally, if I could find a way to hold it for 3 days and know that I would need a poop knife or something, I would do it. I would do it for you guys, for all of y'all. Kat has a special skill. When do you think you were? How old do you think you were when you found out about this?
Probably 8 years old. I don't know if we've ever done this on a Wednesday, because I get so tired, but I'm ready for it.
Anyways, if you tell us your name, Kat believes she can tell you what you do for a living. If we get it wrong, you get goodies. If you get it right, well, then you're just kind of part of the deal. And I'm still trying to figure out how she does this. How are we?
Good, and yourself?
Great, thank you. I need your first name to get this poppin'. What is it?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Now, there's no way that Kat could ever know what you do for a living, correct?
No.
You guys aren't neighbors. You don't know her from, play dates or anything like that. She has no idea who you are.
Nothing. No.
All right. Kat, Elizabeth is on line 1 here. What do you think she does for a living?
Okay. Elizabeth, you are a dental assistant?
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, I've got a thing for teeth. I'm assuming that's what brought you into the industry as well. Like you're really, really anxious to make sure people have great smiles.
Yeah, that. And as a kid, I had a great dentist, and I always had good experiences. And
do you have a low-cut scrub? Because JJ will eat Oreos before he goes, so you bend over a little bit longer during the cleaning.
Oh, that makes sense. That's legit. That's like the hardest thing to clean too is Oreos.
Kat, you got to go with either Haley, Mary, Joy, Lucas, or Katie. Who do you want to go with?
What am I feeling? Let's do Katie.
Katie, what's up? How are you?
Good, you guys?
Great, thank you. Now, again, there's no way that Kat could know what you do for a living, correct?
Absolutely not.
All right, Katie's waiting. Kat, what are you feeling with her?
Katie is, and it's Katie, right?
Yeah.
You don't have like a weird Y or anything in there, or a double E or anything?
Well, I go by Katie, but that's not my legal name.
Oh, that's what we need.
We
need
I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah, we need your birth name.
Okay, Kate Linda.
Kate Lind?
Yeah.
Are you a blonde?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh, spooky.
I'm getting it
All right.
already.
What do you got here,
You work in the medical field. You work like as a lab tech.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And how long have you been doing that, Katie?
5 years.
Yeah, you like it?
I love it.
Are you at a higher risk when COVID rolled around, or are you just kind of like us? You're just washing your hands a lot?
Yes. Yeah, I do get exposed quite a bit, but definitely not as much as nurses and doctors. But we run tests and stuff. So
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you being on the show this morning. I hope you have a great day today.
Weird news.
So I think we got to go back to first grade when you find out 911 is used for emergencies only, not when you see someone dancing in the streets.
And they're dancing and they're turning all around. There's obviously something very wrong.
Do you think they have a mental illness, or they're under the influence, or you're just not sure?
Either one.
What direction are they walking in?
They're not really walking. The person's dancing.
Right, I heard that part.
I'm just worried.
Okay, listen. Two things here. Number one, either way.
Either one.
Karen.
Yeah.
And then the other one, hey, dispatcher, be nice.
I think
heard
she's
that.
over it.
I heard that part.
I'm trying to be cool.
What?
You're dancing in the street. Technically.
So what? I'm dancing in the street.
Yes. You're not free to go. You're not free to go.
What?
You're not
What are
free
you
to
touching
go.
me?
Stand over here.
Get your hands off of me.
Stand over here.
Officer, take your hands off of me.
You don't get to
No.
take it.
Why are you touching me?
Stop resisting now.
Okay.
Probably not the moment to react like that to someone dancing in the street, but evidently, according to other neighbors, this woman was not a neighbor in this area. And according to them, he always works out in the street or out and about, and you'll see him dancing, has the ear pods in.
Again, this doesn't need to escalate this fast. This can be a, sir, you were causing harm to our society. You were in the way.
You're
could
creeping some Karens out.
Yeah, I mean, geez. I just hate to see stuff escalate this fast.
Okay, so a lot of salons had to just close up shop when COVID-19 hit. And in Toronto, Canada, Darcy Higgins walking by, seeing that a hair salon has actually been made into a raccoon den.
Hey, buddy. Nobody got a haircut for a while, eh? You've been doing some damage. That's something new.
Raccoons.
He's been living there since March.
Raccoons move in anywhere. If you have like a barrel, a box, anything, they will just make it home. They are so fast to move in.
The prettiest raccoon you've ever seen. Perm, perfectly manicured eyebrows.
Look at the spot.
Yeah, and that is what's weird.
Now, yesterday, you remember, basically the dilemma was Avery. So, Alayna. His girlfriend is Melissa. Melissa has a 3-year-old son, Avery. She also has an ex-husband who, when was watching Avery last weekend, didn't follow the regular bedtime routine. And he's supposed to go to bed at what time?
At 7 o'clock.
And instead, you saw on the baby monitor him giving Avery the phone and staying up until
about 10:30, 11ish.
So he walks in the room. He's like, "What are you still doing up?" Of course, any kid that has a phone is going to be up as long as possible. So we wanted to know, like, if you guys ended up talking to him and how that conversation went down.
Now, we asked for advice. What would you do? Remember, Jason yesterday said,
I actually got twin boys, and I had a shared custody for a while, but the problem is if you don't get a pattern set, if you got a pattern and somebody else is not following that, it's so hard to get them back into the routine when you got them back. And mine took almost 3 days just to get them back in the routine I had them for.
Right.
And it makes it difficult on the parent, makes it difficult on the kid, and then also when they get older and they're still doing the co-parenting, it's going to be, well, Dad does this. I'm not doing what you tell me to do.
So after everybody kind of chimed in, you guys decided we're going to confront him, right?
Yes.
And Melissa did. How'd that go?
Well, let's just say he was on speakerphone, so I could hear everything that was going down.
Smart.
But this was Melissa's thing. I can't really be a part of this. And so she called him up and was kind of tiptoeing around it, just like, hey, so, I never got to really chat with you. How was the weekend with Avery? How did he go to bed? Oh, I had some issues with him going to bed. And we're like, okay, well, what went wrong? Trying to tiptoe around it. And then finally Melissa goes, well, we have the camera in Avery's room. And he goes, what?
Oh, so he didn't even know.
Or he didn't remember. I'm
pretty positive we told him.
But you said it's like right out there, though,
it's
right?
Right out there. It's not hidden. And again, we put this camera in probably 6 months ago. It's not like we just put it in before he came to the house. It's been in there, and it was just kind of a safety precaution thing. But he was just like, what? You have a camera in there? We're like, yeah, it's sitting right on the dresser. Like, you can see it right there. And he goes, I thought that was just a toy. And we're like, no. That's an actual camera. And so Melissa busted him. And
did you go through expectations then for, what moving forward he should be doing?
Yeah. We talked about, Avery should not have a phone when he goes to bed. And he was like, I guess, it's just the easiest thing. He didn't want to go to bed. And, he was reluctant to go to bed with my phone and blah, blah, blah. But the one thing that he was not okay with was us having a camera in Avery's room.
Right.
And it wasn't just because he was there. It was just in general. He's like, a boy, privacy. I'm like, he's 3 years old.
Yeah.
He doesn't need privacy.
So he believes that this is an invasion of the 3-year-old's privacy.
Yeah.
I want to dig into this next real quick. What's your initial thought on this? Is if you have a camera in a 3-year-old's room, is that invasion of privacy or is that good parenting? So that's my question. Joy, is this an invasion of privacy, do you think?
No, I don't believe that's an invasion. I believe that's good parenting.
I actually think that they should have more cameras. If I'm going to have some random guy staying in my house, I would want him to know that he's being watched. Just sit on the couch, watch TV when my kid's sleeping.
Yeah, Joy, do you guys have cameras like a Ring doorbell or what's the system?
Nest.
What I have.
My sister has Nest in her house, and she used to have this kind of set up in my nephew's room, and it would just pop on when there was movement. What would you do?
Yeah, I don't have any.
We have Arlo, but you don't have any cameras in your house?
I don't have any young ones either.
Oh, okay, I got you. So, but if you had kids, would you have like an Arlo system or anything in your house? Do you think?
Definitely for the outside of the house. But
okay.
Maybe inside.
Yeah, like I said, I find it good, especially around the doors, so the kids know you're not sneaking somebody in, and it's good to know who's coming in and out. But Luke, how are you this morning, buddy?
Good, you?
Great, man. We were talking about Alayna and having a camera in 3-year-old Avery's room. Avery's dad says it's an invasion of the little guy's privacy. What do you think about this?
Oh, it's always nice to be watching,
It's a little kid. He's 3 years old, man. I'm sure he's putting weird stuff in his mouth.
Yeah.
He's pulling the drapes off or taking a dump on the floor. I mean, you got to be watching that.
I don't know. I think this has been a blessing in disguise because now you call him out and you just have to point out the importance of staying consistent with the schedule or the kid's going to be knocked off.
Where's the hey, Luke, where's the age that you got to pull this camera out of there? Where does a kid need their privacy finally? Is that 6, 8, 10?
I don't know. I have them in my house and outside. I have them outside for when the kids get off the school bus and stuff. We live on a dead-end road.
Yeah.
Nice. You can click on them and watch them get off the bus, and they got into the house.
Where do they have them in the house?
They're in the kitchen.
Okay.
Why?
In the kitchen, and it shines towards the front door. So you can see the whole.
So Luke can know when dinner's ready. Damn it!
Oh my God! You see the latest video of that girl? She was a teenager sleeping on the couch, and that weird guy comes in and stands over the couch. She had her phone turned off. Her mom's trying to call her. Her mom's watching the whole thing.
Oh no!
This guy is standing behind her, watching her sleep for a good 10 minutes. He crouches down. He comes back. I mean, it's the scariest thing.
Oh God! All right. I didn't need to hear about that.
Anyway,
yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Luke, have a great day, man. Thanks for checking in.
You too.
Take care. I got time for one more call real quick. JT, what's good, man? How are you?
Everything's good. I'm good.
Always good to hear from you. When should you be putting these cameras in or out of the room? Is it invasion of privacy for a 3-year-old?
I don't believe it. 3 years old. I mean, I don't have any kids under my care, but I got cameras in my bedroom. I got cameras all over the house.
You do. I bet you do.
You, JT.
We travel, so whenever I'm driving, I see inside the house, make sure that nothing's getting messed up, turned over. And it's always fun when I'm out or something to text the wife and ask her, why are you not working?
Yeah. Have you ever been picked up in a retail situation? Better yet, you're working retail right now and you found it to be the best dating app.
Maybe
better than
get some
Tinder, better than Bumble.
game. My friend was just picked up, I guess. She wrote, he went to J. Crew at his local mall, and she wrote on the back of her receipt her number. And I'm like, you have to use it.
Very aggressive.
I don't know. I think she could be good.
I think you, just for the fact that it's a ballsy move, you call her back anyways, right?
Right. She might be a good time.
What if she's rich?
She works at J. Crew.
Never mind. So I just want to know, have you ever been picked up at a retail spot? Better yet, you're working retail and you think this is like the way to go. Now, Jimmy, you got picked up, right?
Yeah. It was actually went pretty slick. I went into Tommy Bahama to get a shirt.
Of course you did.
And I asked the nice young lady while I was checking out for a military discount, and she hooked me up with the 15% off.
There you go.
That's great.
And yeah. So I get home, I open the bag, and underneath the shirt is a bottle of cologne and her business card. So I'm like,
dang.
Okay, just a little weird. So I called to let her know that she accidentally had placed this bottle of cologne in my bag, and then I need her to bring it back. And she says, no, you're wearing it on our date.
That is some smooth stuff right there.
This is really amazing on a couple of different levels. That I didn't think women were ever like this aggressive. But number two, she stole for you.
Well, I think she was a manager, so there's probably maybe some little,
She wrote it off as like broken cologne, broke merchandise.
Right.
To get a date.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's the KCLD Playhouse.
That is even more aggressive. I'm going to steal for you, and then you got to wear this on our date?
No, you're going to wear this tonight. That's hot.
Wow.
I like girls like that.
You ever been picked up in a retail situation? If so, 251-1047. Hey, Avery, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How about you?
Great, thank you. I appreciate you coming on the show. We were talking about people that have been picked up or used working in retail as a pickup situation, and somebody gave you their number in retail?
Yes, I worked in retail since I was 14 years old, and one time when I worked at a gas station, a person came in, I was an assistant manager, and asked for an application, so I was being professional about it. He came back about 2 hours later, dropped it off, and it was just his name and number saying, hey, hit me up sometime.
Wow.
And I just thought it was funny, like he had the balls to do it, even the fact that I was an assistant.
Now, he completely didn't want the job, but he just wanted a date, and he waited 2 hours. He had a plan. This is a well-thought-out plan. Did you call him?
I did not know because I was currently with somebody, and I'm still with that person today. So, no, I did not. But I definitely thought it was funny. I do have another little story.
Yeah.
My sister works at a restaurant, and she got a $1 bill and a $1 bill as a tip, if you will. And I won't spell it, but it's spelled kind of the word, if you put a B and an R.
Oh, yeah.
Beginning of the end.
Yep.
And my sister sent it to me. She goes, a guy literally in his 30s just dropped this off, like on my table, pretty much.
I've done that. I do.
Oh my God.
I do that all the time. I'll tell you what. There's many times that my wife and I have been at a restaurant. And I've been waiting, and if we leave a cash tip and I've been waiting, for the bill or something like that, I'll scribble that on there all the time. And I know it's wrong, but it's super funny when you get one and you look at it.
Money?
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
It's legit,
It's a victimless crime.
It is not. It is like illegal.
Well, they got to catch you.
I had to have a whole conversation with Liam the other day because
You had a conversation with your 7-year-old about defacing currency?
He went into his room.
Dork.
He asked me for a Sharpie, and he went in his room. I said, what are you doing with a Sharpie in your room? I always worry because I'm like, put something down underneath that'll leak through. So then he comes out, and he wrote, I love you on a $5 bill for my coffee. How sweet is that? But then I go, thank you. I love you, too. This is illegal.
But you're going to prison.
And his face, because he wants to be a cop, his face is like, well, this is a mark against me. Perfect.
Hey, Avery, quick follow-up question. The guy that brought the application back that was hitting on you at the gas station, if you weren't in a relationship, would have you taken him up on it?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah?
Just because the vehicle he pulled up in was...
Don't be shallow.
Look at you.
The
It's
hot
the vehicle.
rod, so yes.
I love it. Hey, thanks for coming on the show.
He was a good-looking guy.
I hope you have a great morning, and thanks for sharing with us, all right?
Podcast. Download the podcast.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend. Immediately.
And hey, we have more podcast episodes available, so go check them out right now. Do it. Come on. Do it. Seriously, do it.